hold things with Clove. And what I think they do very well is with the way they defend C. They like to play with 2 people in C, and they make it very hard for you to enter by just holding the entrance. So if we see like I think Lev will be ready for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you could teasing us, I love the reveal 1 by 1.
Yeah, 1 by 1. It's
What's he gonna play? It's Breach.
I think everybody's just, but you can see the name at least, you know? You don't get the image, but right there, it is the name. So Alex, if you could give one piece of advice, something that you probably learned the hard way to Lev, to win.
But he wants EDG to win.
Yeah.
Well, they're not listening, so. I mean, I think Leviathan have to play very aggressive. I think what they need to do is they need to push into the B main entrance. They need to cut Smoggy off from rotating, because all he's doing is watching the back. You know, if you irritate him a little bit, they can't actually like charge you full speed. I also think if they play retake on A a lot more, it should be a lot cleaner game for Lev. If they try to fight Mount, it might be very hard.
I'm going to be looking at the pistol round here because, again, it made such a difference on Icebox, that turnaround in round 13. And for Smoggy, when he's playing Clove, he loves starting off with a Frenzy in most of their pistol round strats, and he has a pick-me-up. That's so dangerous.
Well, I hope they don't do any of the things that you both just said, because I want to see a map 3. Am I right, Achilles, on paper thin?
You absolutely are. Lotus here, the staging ground, to see whether or not EDG will be able to take us to that 3rd and final map to still have that opportunity to go into the grand final as that favorited team, as that squad that has the map ban advantage, or if it's going to be Leviathan taking that next step towards getting another trophy for Calm, for Aspas.
Absolutely. Feels like they could potentially be on their way once again. I really like the way the desk was talking about this, because the pressure that EDG creates with this comp is a little bit hard to understand in some ways, because they're very decisive, and this is one of those moments. A lot of times they're going to challenge A. Instead, this time it's just a quick C hit. One of the things I was curious about for Leviathan is how much util are you going to use to control A rubble. This time around, don't need to use much, because EDG just sprinted for the C site. Are going to go for that mound plant. Not that off weird one.
Smoggy, though, holding close there, ready for this. A little bit of damage going to be taken down, but a nice headshot from Aspas. Able to go ahead and flush out that Clove. At the same time, going to be finished off another Cypher. Not a worry. Chichu tucked away here on the corner. Blind comes through, but I don't think they've registered this position at all now. He will make his presence known as Aspas falls to the wayside. Paranoia across. King just tucking away for the moment. Mazzino desperately wanting Simon to go for the peak here at Waterfall. He does. Mazzino wins at the fight, but does eat some damage. Kong on the swing, takes his head off with the classic. Can get that weapon upgrade, and EDG will be taking the lead here in pistols as well as on Lotus.
This is a great idea from EDG. Every step of the way, they're ahead of the curve. Alex was just talking about this on the desk, that it didn't matter if they have a Sentinel or not versus EDG on this map. There's that classic Kong positioning. Loves to get deep towards spawn on this attacker's side, but it's the response that they have to the immediate pressure that Leviathan is creating through their spawn, through EDG's spawn, and they have setups there. They have Simon with his util kind of cover that position that they're waiting in, and then they're able to strike. Chichu doing a great job being patient, sends out the Paranoia as well to just buy time, delay, get kills, get spams. Great work there. Great pistol round dialed up by EDG. This is going to be an orb for Calm on the other side of the map. But quickly, Leviathan sending their 4 other players towards C and B. EDG also going to be snagging an orb of their own, trying to get that Rolling Thunder closer for Simon as they begin to work their way towards site. But it is a Marshall for Aspas.
Deadly, and there it is. Strikes. Finds the headshot. Kong now on the floor. Site well protected still, even with Aspas here. That's already quite a bit of fire power, but you've got 2 players in behind him. Looking to scale up, take some space. Tech's going to be noted here in the corner of the Seas. Gets the catch. The Aftershock to try to take him down, but he's able to dance around to the side of it. Stun though. Chichu through that will still be able to find the kill. Brings it now into a 4v4, but you have the push in from behind. Calm looking to take some space, maybe find a timing. It is just a classic. Zaspas bringing out a couple shots, trying to get a connection here. Mazzino down low, King on the peak. Head gets taken off, Chichu snappy with that headshot. Gets them back into the advantage. Houseboss just desperately spamming through that glove smoke, trying to find any kind of straight connection. Knows that the players on the opposite side are going to be weak, knows that he can get those kills. But they're just eluding him here for the moment. Calm flush against the wall. Likely going to play to see if he can try to get any exit frags. See if he can find them here. Smoggy inches closer and closer, eyes trained over towards Mound. The push out. Oh, he spotted him, and Calm just cannot make it happen.
I'll find you.
He's blundered it. There's nobody wants to try to get this Marshall out of the hand of Houseboss, but ultimately they will go their separate ways, and Houseboss will go diving into the spike. He will fall. 4 players left standing. EDG, fairly clean start here to the map. 2-0 on the attack.
Well, and after what looked like it might be a pretty good round for Leviathan, EDG is able to stabilize. They're so good on this map about knowing when to pause, about the timings they need to take to know when to be decisive. That's what was so impressive for me when I was watching the VODs against Sentinels coming into this match. They just have tremendous understanding of their space, of how they can utilize the Neon, how to wait out these util dumps at Rubble. They're doing a great job dodging some of these early Seize nades, things like that. This time around, it's a haunt. The Seize comes late.
Seize is in, nobody's getting forward, trying to take some space here. Does get quite a bit of damage across onto Calm, but Houseboss eventually able to go ahead and take him down. Spam through, ensuring that no one is hiding, tucked in behind the box. The world will get tapped, and now Lev starting to reposition, rotating some players around over towards the rope, towards stairs.
I must wait a moment.
Camera gonna get a lot of information here for Leviathan. See if they can shut down this push. Kong just trying to spray through the smokes.
Smokes are being cycled, but this trap wire is set up on them. Potentially protected, try to play off of, not cleared yet. EDG don't go for any kind of deep presence here on the site, then maybe they can avoid them, nullify them effectively.
Spike planted.
As for now, they have. They just popped. Kong pushing forward, works his way over towards stairs. Trap wire now can be noted. Swing out, Mazzino going to be good for one, but Simon trades it back. The slide in, Kong unable to stabilize that aim, ends up falling to the wayside. It's Smoggy dragging back, finds one with the Spectre. Just now the Sheriff in hand, though, shoulder to shoulder, alongside Houseboss, who's just lingering within that smoke. Paranoia going to be sent. He has to pull back, gets himself tucked into towards tree. Weapon scooped up, a Bulldog now in hand, but 3 players to try to play against it. He cannot find the first. 2 on the floor, but the defuse comes in. Lev not allowing for a bonus conversion to be found.
And this round to me shows that Leviathan has done their homework. I'm seeing so much in here to anti-strat the way that EDG normally likes to play these at 8 attacker sides. It's a delayed Seize instead of the early Seize nade at the door that Sentinels was attempting to slow down Kong and this aggressive push out from EDG. And the trips are a little bit further back, expecting EDG to try to get aggressive.
I flagged you, but I saved you as well. I was like, wait, what do you mean you missed?
Yeah, he doesn't miss often.
No. So now, right.
What?
Oh my God. Kong is finding King. Jiggle peek, I believe. Didn't quite get to see it. I'm sure it'll make the replay package regardless of who wins the round. That is a nasty shot to be found. And a very bad target if you're Lev to have be on the floor. Omen now out of play. Just smoke's gone. Aftershock to try to delay the approach here. Kong just waits that out. Now looks to push forward, take some space. The Fade lurking here within the smoke. Calm pushes out, does just to find one. Mazzino as well, picking up a kill before getting traded out. Right now to come through. 3v2 with Simon down to 21, but that ult is available.
This is so annoying for Leviathan. You're trying to find an angle where you can dodge this ultimate and potentially go for this retake, but
All lines back available for him.
there's so much patience being shown.
He would love to not have to send the rolling thunder, but looks like he will just go ahead and do it. A solid timing, catching them both, and that should just go ahead and force the save. Another fault line going to be sent. Yep, Lev sent packing. As EDG will get themselves up to 3. Keeping themselves at distance, not allowing for Lev to tie things up.
And it's just a great round for EDG. This time they're able to find those trades on site to get those kills when they need them most. And it's tremendous patience shown by Simon. the rookie coming in. And even though he may not be putting up a ton of kills, he has great impact with his utility in this round. Really doing a nice job just keeping everybody at bay. Making EDG's lives a little bit easier with that ultimate. Kong getting close to his overdrive, but the ults are coming into cycle for Leviathan. One away from the showstopper for Aspas, a couple away from Mazino and Com's ults as well. Tex, Neural Theft 2 away, so big momentum swing potentially for Leviathan if they can get to it, but so far EDG firmly in control here on Lotus. They have a great just feel for the tempo of this map. I'm just so impressed watching them throughout this event.
Fault line's at the ready here for both sides. The run forward, King gonna be stunned up the slide in. Chichu finds the first, and Chichu finds them both. Mazino dead, not before he takes out that enemy Neon. But EDG, once again, fantastic position with a man advantage as that plant gets ready to come through. Simon, go ahead and get ready to set this one up. Forward on the stairs, Paint Shell's gonna go in, bounces back, it'll do a smattering of damage and flushes him forward. They're able to get a couple more tags onto him. He does manage to go ahead and disconnect from the top of the site.
Still
a bit more safety.
So much util here for
Power to
EDG.
check. The clear out comes through. Aftershock to save them off over here in Waterfall. Chichu now setting up the smoke. Watch the angle. Com taking a bit of damage. Sends him out in reply, but nobody eventually finishes the job. Swings out, looks for a little bit more. Takes quite a bit. Down to 32. Tex drags across to find Smoggy, but now it's just Aspas on his lonesome. Nothing more to be done as EDG continue to fight back, looking alive and well, not allowing for the finish of that icebox to dwell on their minds. They're now up 4-1.
This is just phenomenal from EDG. They do such a good job of reacting to this little trap play that Leviathan tries to set up at Mound. King's in an off angle. He's dealt with quickly. Reveals his presence, and Chichu just having none of it. And they're able to hold these deeper post plants quite nicely. And you don't even give an orb over to Aspas. He's still one away from the showstopper. Yeah, you've got the Neural Theft and the Rolling Thunder. But it's hard to have that round go EDG's way any more than it did. Absolutely incredible read. Sees nade gonna be dodged. Kong just gonna get out in time. But again, that's a little bit of a change up here from Leviathan. They haven't tried to contest that in that fashion until this round. And this time EDG, they like to shift their weight quickly off of all that contact. They like to try to take advantage of that weaker site.
Well, looking like Seaside Simulator here. As EDG once again storm the gates. Simon, fault line, ready to try to intercept these players over in Waterfall. They know that there's going to be a couple as they push out off the back of the stun. Aspas cannot get out to safety. Chichu will go unpunished. It's another concise strike. As EDG are looking to run away with this half similarly to what Lev did to them.
One enemy remaining.
Tex now felled, and it's just Com left standing. A death, a kill. We'll have the Nightfall for the next round. His footsteps will be heard, and Simon draws down, delivers the headshot immediately. 5-1. EDG unfettered, unfaltering in these attacks.
And this is just quintessential EDG on this map. Sometimes, if you give them that early season aid, that util dump towards Rubble, they'll immediately shift over to the other side because they know that you've probably got at least 3 players on that A site and that they have C site relatively free, especially with the speed of that Neon. They can get over there faster than you. They can out-rotate you and try to take advantage of their numbers. Or sometimes they'll pause. Sometimes they'll wait you out. Sometimes Kong gets ahead of it, gets to the other side of Rubble. And early on, Leviathan, I thought, had good answers for that, but that round just fell right into EDG's hands.
Oh, well, Chichu going to be taken down off the rip. Showstopper, oh, the slide back from Kong. Reestablishes his aim. He's able to take out Mazino as well. The key ultimate dodge there, but Kong does still eat quite a bit of damage. Advantage in theory for now here on the side of Lev. Aspas pushing up past Mound, taking a peek, but not spotting much.
EDG needs to break out and re-clear some of that space. Kong going to be the one to do so, to check behind, see if there's any quick lurks. Seen Calm go for them. Aspas flirted with it, but holding his ground.
Probably hits the trap. Tex finding one. Smoggy not dead yet. Pops the ultimate to get himself back in, but Tex is just unassailing. By 4 they fall, and Lev will break this win streak here from the side of EDG, finding their second round win on the defending side.
And finally, Lev is able to get some of that pressure that they're trying to create at the beginning of the rounds to work for them. They have to invest quite a bit into it, but keeping Kong stuck behind that door. Sure, he dodges that ultimate, but you have trapped EDG at this point, and they don't really have anywhere else to go except for B. It makes it easy for Tex, and Mazzino, spirit's still high, even with that rough start to this map. 5-2 now, and a lot of ults for both sides.
Aspas tagged up, does get spotted there. Damage not going to be found yet. It's Boombot will lead the way up into the smoke, but Kong finds the timing, just slides right past it, and the flash comes through. Major opener here for the side of Kong. And Smoggy is ready for the jiggle peek. Just takes his head off, and now, I mean, take your pick.
Yep.
What side do you want? It seems like they are choosing wisely. As Tex out into the open this time, not going to be finding those snappy shots like we just saw in the previous round. He'll be forced back. So nobody wants to just continue to try to fake, keep some interest here on this C side, but Lev is very much aware of the game plan here from EDG.
Have that rolling thunder. You can maybe just find that one pick of Leviathan. You might be able to get that ult to go.
And it feels like that's still going to be a major commitment given the Tex and Mazzino are both down so very low on health.
Oh, it's going to be really difficult to put it mildly.
This angle, though.
He's going to go for it.
It catches onto multiple players.
No way.
They managed to find the avoid here onto one. The fault line, the counteract. They managed to find the stun. And Chichu trades him back. Tex now going to be dealt with. And EDG are not allowing for Lev to creep their way back in. They're continuously slamming the door shut. And now they don't have to worry about that rolling thunder in the next round.
It's so close. Yeah, just a great pick here off the back of Simon's utility. And another thing Alex was talking about.
I just saw that eyebrow raise from Kong. He's got to respect you. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Clean shot.
No doubt. But that rolling thunder invested there with the paranoia to try to clear it. And I thought that Leviathan gave themselves a chance, but the shot's just not quite connecting enough to finish it in time before the response comes through from EDG. They're able to get the stuns of their own, slow things down enough, keep Leviathan at bay, and Leviathan now needs a timeout. 6-2, things are starting to slide dangerously away from them. Yeah, it's defender side of Lotus. Yeah, it's difficult to play this side of the map, but can't let this run out of control anymore.
Certainly not. They're down by 4 rounds. EDG at least wanting maybe like 1, 2 more to feel super comfortable before the side swap. Lev did not want to give that to him. It's an opportunity still to run this back and bring this to parity, make it a 6-6 half. He needs to start right now. By the most part here from Lev. Decently healthy. They have 3 ultimates to try to utilize, but there is still that stinger in the hands of Mazzino.
There's a lot to work with for Lev, and they're going to try to gamble towards A, see if they can deal with this rubble control that EDG likes to take. I mean, you got everything but the Cypher. So you got that Nightfall. Look at Kong, he's sprinting for the door.
Way forward, but it's going to be hindered up here. Get the spot onto Anspas, who just swings out, takes his head off. He's up for the challenge. He wins it out. Stinger finds value. Simon going to be taken down. Nobody now trying to survive here. Back rumble alongside Chichu, but Chichu finds the headshot to put down Calm, but now all the advantages here in the hands of Lev. Nobody making it a little bit more costly here. Finding one, swings out, the double face will guarantee them the round victory. Leviathan off the back of the timeout, find that win. It's just up to 3.
And it's just that extra layer that you have with that ultimate available for Leviathan that gives you the ability to contest this space a little bit more freely,
That was
a bit
sexy.
more
You want to kiss?
confidently,
Okay.
and they're able to do it. So I like that they're showing that changeup. I like that they're showing, you know, it looks like it might just be kind of that standard util dump, And that's going to bring a timeout from EDG right after that round. Muggle already saying, I don't want to see that kind of thing happen again. We need to find different ways to deal with this Rebel control.
All right, well, effectively back-to-back here. There's the team swap around, but yet, clearly, coaching staff not happy with how that round went, but also maybe noticing some things about how LEV are playing this out that they feel like, okay, well, we need to bring this to the players' attention now. Otherwise, we're going to let LEV back into this half. Either way, minor pause in the action. We'll see what the adjustments look like, what they have identified. Ults online here. Simon just 2 away from having that next Rolling Thunder. But I think the most interesting thing that we're seeing from EDG right now is that Chichu has 12 kills, 4 deaths. Everybody else on EDG, 5. Everyone's getting the participation award, but Chichu is getting the gold star right now.
Well, and another thing interesting to note, Simon already has 10 assists.
Yeah.
9 rounds in, the man's averaging over an assist per round with that breach util. He's doing a phenomenal job. Landing those stuns, landing those blinds. The Rolling Thunder to buy them, even though he doesn't get any assists from that, he gets a Rolling Thunder that gives them a guaranteed round win. He's doing a lot of great things on that breach.
That's for sure.
Look at that, just running backwards to avoid the flash. TP over, just a fake TP actually, coming back for Chichu. And they're just trying to avoid that util. They did this a lot against Sentinels where they'd show presence at Rubble and then either back off or send Kong deep to where nobody's standing right now. And then just kind of wait things out. But there's no util to speak of. Now, wonder if Leviathan might be able to find a way to play for retake a bit more, especially with this Nightfall coming in. Gonna have to be the choice.
Did just barely clip there on the comm. Gonna be audioless here for the moment, but already a lot of players in position. The final 2 getting ready to join, working their way through the spawn, and nobody's going to be taken down off the rip, trying to scale forward, trying to get himself over towards drop. He ends up getting punished, and Kong is stricken by the Prowler, has his head taken off. Neural Theft now comes into play. The ping to reveal them all. Tex pushing forward, gets past that aftershock. Do they register this? Saucepots will get full flash. Chichu on the peak, finding one, but no, they weren't ready for it. Tex finding one before getting taken down, and Chichu cannot hold the line. It's now all down to Smoggy. As that overhealing coming through, finds the first! Nearly gets himself a second, but Lev will ensure that victory cannot be found off the back of the timeout. And they take things even closer. Now just 2 rounds separating. That 6-6 half is still very much a reality.
Perfectly played and understood by Leviathan. Expecting that adjustment from EDG where they don't aggressively contest Rubble. So they don't commit any utility to it. And the whole way, Calm is playing for retake. As soon as that Nightfall comes through, he gets out of dodge, sets up, regroups, and then Leviathan starts knocking players down. Very patient, very calm, collected flood retake that shuts EDG out of that round. That is so well done by Leviathan.
Let's see what the strategy, the game plan looks like here from EDG. Rolling Thunder at the ready once again here from Simon. Smoggy nearly with his own ultimate, ready to go as well.
This has been just a phenomenal comeback now for Leviathan, especially off the back of EDG's timeout. To take another round off of them has to be a bit demoralizing for this EDG team trying to continue on this run where no Chinese team has been before. They've already made it as far as anybody in their region. They are looking at trying to get even closer. King over in Waterfall, just waiting things out. A couple players there. You got a lot of util to throw into EDG's faces if they try to break through that C site. So clearly we're seeing that part of the adjustment Leviathan is making is to reinforce the C site. Like you said, it was C site simulator. Don't allow that for EDG. Play for those retakes at the other sites potentially.
But here comes the strike now. Trying to hold them in place. The Rolling Thunder going to be used here proactively. Does get the stun here onto Comp, but the smoke will obfuscate, and King immediately TPs over to this side of the map. Aftershock this time will hold him at base, stop a player from getting down to the drop as the plant comes through. Kong up top, wins out the fight. Comp going to fall, but they still have not scouted King. Do they anticipate that there's going to be somebody in this position? The answer is absolutely not. Simon caught unawares. Deals with the one player. Kong going to be taken down. She just has not been able to flush him out. Now just 6 bullets. He's reinforced. Pizzino joins in the fight. Chichu dead. Nobody in Smoggy versus 3. King tagged up, Smoggy stunned for the moment, forced away. Some spray across, Mazzino getting tagged, tap onto the spike. Looking for the counter spray through, and they managed to find them both! Smoggy just barrel stuffs Tex and EDG. Look at themselves now, up to 7, breaking this run back from Lev. But still, 7-5. Lev will take that, considering how this map started.
What an absolutely wild round for both teams. I mean, the fact that Kong gets so deep there and gets a kill leads to King's position not being anticipated by the side of Simon. He dies. They're able to reinforce his position, give themselves a numbers advantage, but just spraying through the smoke. I thought Leviathan had it, and I think the coaches did too. You see both of those bullet tracers coming out of that smoke. You know where they are, and yet still somehow EDG is able to get those shots to land. Unbelievable.
A Judge, a Spectre in hand here for Leviathan as we go into the final round of this half. EDG looking for that 8th round victory. Only 2 ultimates in play are on EDG side. Chichu with the TP. Smoggy with the not dead yet. Paint shells from Hotspots will try to slow things up as the Suns come through. Kong having to reroute. Slides around, but now comes over here towards water. Cannot transition over onto that second player. Mazzino scoops up the Vandal. Immediately finds value, but cannot get that Rolling Thunder through. But look at the HP bars. Damage has been dealt. Cobb spotted on the swing out. Goes for the fight, but Smoggy wins it out. Ult is online and out as Tex all on his lonesome. They're all so very low. Can he divide and conquer? Dodges the smokes. Smoggy's dead. Ult now going to be popped. He slides back. He's just keeping him inside. Tex deals with the other, but Smoggy swings back out from the same angle. Finds the third, and EDG will finish the opening half 8-4.
What a play here for Kong. Just times the end of that stun so nicely. Yeah, Mazzino able to answer back quite nicely. But EDG plays with such ferocity on these executes. They're so well coordinated, just in lockstep with each other. They're able to take Mazzino out before he's able to get his ultimate to go. Fantastic stuff.
A very dangerous finisher there on the round, but EDG out in front. We got an interview, though, in the halftime with Potter. Let's go ahead and hear from her.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jen Lee here with EG's Potter. 포터 감독님 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 감독님 먼저 유일한 디펜딩 챔피언인 콤 선수에 대해서 여쭤보고 싶습니다. 아무래도 잘 알고 계실 것 같은데 콤 선수가 이렇게 중요한 경기에서 팀에게 어떤 역할을 해주고 또 어떻게 도움이 되는지부터 여쭤보고 싶네요. Potter, hello. Now I want to ask you about Kom, the sole defending champion here in Champions Soul. What does he bring to the table when it comes to big matches like this?
You know, he just really controls the awareness and the tone in the team. You know, communication is such a huge part of the pace and just understanding when you're going to fight and things like this. But Corbin's awareness is just next level, and you know, he just pulls his teammates up to where he's at, and so it helps with the flow state for all the players.
확실히 좀 상황을 인지하는 걸 많이 도와주면서 리더십을 보여준다고 하는데요. 왜냐면 이런 경기에 있어서 좀 흐름을 읽고 페이스를 조절하는 데 있어서 좀 팀원 간의 커뮤니케이션이 굉장히 중요한데 콤 선수가 그걸 잘 픽업을 해내가지고 잘 팀원을 이끌어가고 또 팀이 어떤 게 부족한지에 대해서 제깍제깍 말을 해주면서 스스로 인지하면서 팀을 리드해가는 그런 능력이 굉장히 출중하다고 얘기를 합니다. 그러면 또 포터 감독님 한국에 오랜만이라고 얘기를 하셨는데 여기 포터 감독님 팬들이 진짜 많거든요. 한국 팬들에게 한마디 부탁해보도록 하겠습니다. You have a huge Korean fan base here, super Potter fans everywhere. So anything you'd like to say to our Korean fans in Korean?
안녕하세요. 소주 너무 맛있어요.
Soju is indeed very good. Okay. Well, thank you, Potter, and back to Lotus we go.
Back to Lotus we go, indeed. Lovely to hear from Potter. Lovely to see the fans show that love as well. Let's go ahead, though. Get focused back into the game. Sheriff in hand for Osbos and Tex. Looking like some frenzies here from Smoggy and Kong, so maybe a bit of a pacey hit as they start off this defense. But EDG for now, up by 4 rounds.
And this is the exact same scoreline that Leviathan faced the last time they played this map. It was a 4-8 on their defender side. They switched to attackers. They went 9-2 against Heretics. Absolutely closing the door on them. Are they going to be able to do the same here against EDG and close the door on this match? Or will it be a continuation? Are we going to be able to see that Abyss? I really want to see that Abyss. I'm not going to lie. I want to see that double duelist comp from EDG. It's fun as heck to watch, but...
It is. I'm right there with you, but let's see. Just for now, Lev just cutting some noise, playing out patiently. Nobody going for a bit of a jiggle peek. Now spotting him. Tucks back away before Ospas is able to line up the shot. Just a couple wall bangs. Right there. As Kong gets himself situated here over by Tree. Break of the door. Pivot comes through. At the moment, it's only Simon who's playing this position. There's a flash and a fault line to try to slow him up. But a lot of the delay tools have already been burned here from the side of EDG. No relay bolt, no C's. Kong playing forward, sees the reveal, but doesn't swing fast enough to actually find the punish.
30 seconds.
Sticks around, doesn't really notice much. Now the pivot comes through. Tex taking some space, pushing his way through upper. See if EDG read this one, because Chi-Chi's going to be the first one to try to clash against him, and Kong sliding forward. He's able to find one. Smoggy, similarly, finding value off the frenzy. Kong kneeling with a third. Smoggy cleans it up, and Simon swoops in. The defuse will come in, and EDG. They will find both pistols here on Lotus.
And these are these decisive timing hits that EDG is so good at. Once the button to go is pressed, everybody is on board. And Kong comes flying in on the Neon. Poor Com just trying to do what he can. He's sort of ready for it, but it's so hard to adjust for that Neon. And then everybody's swooping in from every angle. They've got Leviathan.
In his best Neon impersonation. He's like, well, that's his job. You run.
Yeah.
You just Forrest Gump cosplay, you run everywhere. Well, Sheriff investment here from Lev. 3 players picking these up. Tap the orb to try to see if they get anything to peek out. So now Mazzino on decent pace to try to get that Rolling Thunder online, but Simon, situated behind the box, has that fault line ready to go. Any noise, any contact, he's going to be sending it. Prowler comes through. The swing onto the corner, a bit of damage going to be done, and now Smoggy able to isolate and just pick them all apart. The aftershock to flush them right back out into the open as well. Now Tex just sat here, wondering what the hell happened on the other side of the door. The slide through the side back. It's fancy footwork, and Kong will collect. EDG flawlessly close out the anti-eco, and they get themselves up to 10.
Man, Kong is so good on Neon. The way that he's able to utilize that movement and speed, time and time again. He does a lot of little things where he gets out of the way of utility.
Moonwalking on him.
Yep. The man just is unstoppable, like he's gliding on water with Neon. Just ridiculous. But he's so good
bonus.
at all the little things too.
Oh,
really
sure. Certainly has mastered this. Heavy stack though. As Tex, right now, lone player on this side. Slide forward though, and Kong once again putting that stinger right to his temple. Takes him down. Simon playing limit testing here within the smoke. Seeking a timing.
They have no idea.
The plant's coming through, silently creeping across the plant. Interrupted. His presence made known. Swaps over to the Sheriff. Down to 87. And he will eventually fall. Spike can now be planted, but he ensures the man advantage. As EDG will look to retake, look to win out, and convert this bonus. Paranoia across the slide in, the haunt revealed, and Kong does get taken down. Kong with a solid headshot is able to go ahead and bring numbers back to parity. Tries to get up onto the box, does manage to find Smoggy before being taken down, but now it's nobody. Could recover a weapon if he wants to make some noise. For now, it's just the Spectre in hand. He's reading it decently well. Snappy with it! Readjusts! And the defuse will come through. EDG up to 11. They convert the bonus and are just 2 rounds away from taking us to Abyss.
They are so good at playing in and around smokes. The way that Simon hides himself, he has just enough room on the ground to keep his feet obscured. And he just waits Leviathan out. Unbelievable patience. And it's so close. The coaching staff for EDG could barely believe it. Going up against Ospas. Nobody with a Spectre. Sits him down. And we may be looking and a map 3 relatively quickly.
And look at Kong, Outlaw in hand. He knows the situation on the other side. He knows that the economy is in tatters and that they're all going to be having these half armors. And he wants to take advantage. They're on the Prowler for now. Simon again pushing his way forward here into the smoke. Paranoid crashes across, but already Smoggy finding one. Pushes out, looks for a little bit more, but he's got the ultimate to play off of. A peek in from Simon, a spray across. He finds one, but Ospas quick to trade it back. Ospas trading up. As now Chichu will be eliminated. And while that Outlaw is in play, suddenly it is not the weapon that Kong wishes that he had. He's trying to take some space, pushing forward, taking out a blind shot. Ultimately, comes up short. Can get the swap, Vandal in hand. And if he can deal with Tex, he's going to be in a good position. Some wild spray, a reveal off the Haunt, and Ospas getting ready to strike from behind, the slow creep up. Ooh, Kong narrowly avoiding these pixels, but it seems like Kong is not registering this at all, but now, with the ult popped, he finds one. Paint shells coming through. Kong, he knows where he's at, he holds it to half, eats a little bit more damage. But his teammates can realize this, and there's nothing more that Ospas can do. He's out of line of sight. He's outdone him in every possible way. The Red Bull clutch as EDG get to map point.
What decisiveness that Kong has. Pops the ultimate when it looks like Leviathan may have finally stabilized, may have found a round when they needed it most. It's a scrappy play off the rip. Leviathan able to just barely get over with a couple big kills from Ospas and get to the site. But then this man comes through with the lightning fingers, and King is not happy.
Complete inversion of emotion across the stage. As Leviathan are being pushed to the limits here on Lotus. EDG now here at map point, one more to send us to Abyss. And it seems nigh impossible for Lev to turn this around, even with this last timeout being called.
Yeah, I just love the confidence that Kong has in moments like that. He's just making all the noise in the world. The Haunt comes through. There's zero ambiguity about where he is. And he goes, nah, it's my time. And just goes for it. Gets the spam through the wall, the ult. He's unbelievable. Truly one of a kind.
This will be the last time that Lev get to talk to their players on their own terms here in this map. Nearly four ultimates to try to utilize to start getting themselves back into this game. But if they have to dump everything just to be able to win, to break that win streak here from EDG, to get themselves to 5, well, they might just be screwed in the follow-up. Once again, going to be half armors abound here across the board for Lev. 2 Guardians in play, and an Odin from nobody. And he's pushing out towards Mount. Showstopper popped here from Ospas. Holds them back for now, gets himself up over the top, sends it out blind. A little bit of damage going to be taken as a Prowler. Scout Simon over here towards the door. Does he just send him out? Simons doesn't need audio. Snaps in, finds 2, looks for a little bit more. They line up for him, but he cannot take the shot. But still, damage is done. Parity is found, a 3v3. And health, the advantage here for the side of EDG. Zero Step gets the second ping, fast lane to try to slow them up, but they're just going to disrespect that, go gliding across.
No way!
Kong has spotted him out, but he runs out of bullets, and Tex swings the corner, finds that kill, but Smoggy shuts him down. And now, it is Mazzino with no util, just a rolling thunder and a fault line to somehow try to turn this round on its head. A 1v2 versus Smoggy and Chichu. The 2 lobby leaders. He knows that this is not a great position, and he will fall. Smoggy gets the final kill. 13-4, EDG answer back in a monstrous way. Not dissuaded by losing out in overtime on Icebox. They come back in fully confident, fully geared up on Lotus. And now we go to Abyss.
Not missing a step the whole way through. I am so ready for this third map. It is going to be incredible.